I get angry. I don't read it. So if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please forget it.
Brief and concise, or should I say brief, concise, or same. So thank you so much, Escobar, sir.
You're welcome.
Part of this, okay? And I'm gonna go straight to Chris. Now we share the slot now based on these new parliamentarians that have shown up, but there is also a tradition on this in this parliament, okay? Whenever ladies join, we kind of have to reshuffle it. So we kind of have to bring them forward. You know why? These days, okay, you hardly see women who are interested in, critical political conversation sitting down to, you know what I mean? And when they have a time to actually participate in a conversation openly like this, I don't want to kind of ruin it. So sorry, guys. So, Lady Ma'am, Charm, you will take the next shot. And then, however, others will have to share them according to how we have them on the screen right now. So, Chris, you will be the gentleman. So you go next after the Charm lady. Then Ojo. All right, by the way. So you will go after sir. Then I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to go to Sir. His Excellency, you are taking somebody's slot. You have to still kind of relax. So no structure, sir. You go after jump. Any reason, any of you, and you think off. So just make attempt to come back in. You can always take your slot. If somebody hasn't taken them as well, okay? So we're wasting much time. Let's hear from the First Lady of the Parliament today. That's right. Ma'am.
Hello, can you hear
me? You, please.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much. So first of all, let me say thank you to you, Maigo. I think I started following you once the elections were upon us and everything. Right. And initially, just like the guy who spoke to before me, Escobar, I think, I'm of Igbo extraction. And I just thought, okay, maybe Maigo is all about Yoruba people, and everything, which is not a terrible thing, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But to my surprise and to my, you've been very fair and very balanced, in your assessment, in your views and everything. I really appreciate it. And I think that that's what Nigeria needs. People who are fair, who are balanced, who understand what the problem is as a country, and seek different ways to kind of like resolve the issues that we have at the moment. Now, with regards to our current situation with President-elect or President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't think a lot of Nigerians really understand what's going to happen to us as the people once he is sworn in as, or if he is sworn in as Nigeria's president. We're already under the microscope. Now, Nigeria will be everyone. Even if you are, I have a British passport. So even if me with my British passport, with my Igbo name, right, I will be under the microscope, regardless at the end of the day. Okay, so I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that. A lot of people are just, going on and on with Tinubu for some weird reason I really don't understand. Now, the other day you were talking about Sowore and we're talking about Peter Obi. Sowore, because say in a sane society where the judiciary works, with everything that Peter Obi has, you will think, okay, he might just win the court case and he might just get the mandate back. Now, assuming in that utopia of ours that he does get the mandate back, Peter Obi cannot be the only person trying to solve Nigeria's problem. He needs a vibrant opposition. So my mind was thinking, okay, Sowore can take that spot of being the opposition. We can't count on PDP, we can't count on APC, just because we can see what the spokespeople are like. Festus Keyamo and co, who want to leave, telling lies at their old age, for goodness sake. So I would have thought that somebody like Sowore will say, okay, I can be the opposition. I can hold Peter Obi accountable, for all the things that he has said he's going to be able to do, for spending, for this. You need a viable opposition. You can't have one good party right? In Britain, you've got the Tories, you've got the Lib Dems, and all of those people hold the each other accountable. So you'd have thought that someone like Sowore will be, okay, you can't be president, so I can be the opposition. I can be the one holding people like Peter Obi accountable, right? And then I think one thing I've always thought about, and the people have always discussed it, Black lives matter. Yes. And they will only start to matter when it matters to Black people, not when it matters to, foreigners. It's never going to matter as much to foreigners as it matters to ourselves. And I say this because if we're waiting for foreigners to resolve Nigeria's issues, it's never going to happen. No. I just want to say one thing. Let's think about it, right? Say a country like Nigeria is ruled by somebody like Peter Obi. Everything is going well. Everything is working. Your social services, everything is on point. What reason would Nigerians have for leaving the country and go to another person's country to work? None. When something like that happens, what it means is that Nigerians who are living in this diaspora have a reason to come back to their country. When they do come back to their country, what do you think is going to happen to countries like the UK, America, all of these places, where, if you don't know, we contribute a lot to their GDP at the end of the day. So there is no reason for them to actually want the best for you, because the best for you is the worst for them. And you also have to understand that Africa, the way it is, benefits someone. So you have to start asking the right questions. Who's our situation the way it is? Who does it benefit at the end of the day? And when you're able to answer those questions, then you know who your friends are. You know who your allies are and who your allies aren't. And then finally, for our Igbo, Biafrans and everything, there was a point in time, especially during the governorship elections, I felt really bad. I felt like they don't really want us, right? But again, going back to the foreign, United Nations and everything, they saw everything that was going on in Igbo land, everything that happened in Biafra. Over 3.5 million Igbos died. We don't talk about it today, but today we still talk about the Holocaust. What happened to the Jews in Nigeria? What happened to the Jews in Germany? Right? It's taught in history. Our children and our children's children will continue to learn that history. But guess what? To put together this contraption called Nigeria, millions of people have died. Nobody talks about it. Even the foreign entities, and you think we're looking to them for any kind of help, they're not going to help us. Because the way Nigeria is at the moment is the way they want it to be. It benefits them in every way you think about it. And Nigerians, brain drain, we leave, we go to their country, we contribute to their own GDP. They come to our country, collect our resources. Nobody is checking them because they've got all kinds of people in power who they can, how will I put it, who are compromised. So nothing works.
Thank you so much. I think just like everyone else, right? I could listen to you all night, and hopefully we should do this more. So thank you very much, our lady, for that beautiful, presentation as well. So we are going to go to Chris. I lost you earlier, sir, and I think I'm glad to have you back while the First Lady was talking. So there you go. You can unmute now. It's your turn, please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Prophet Mayogun, thank you for giving me your platform to say one or two things.
You are so
First
welcome.
of all, I live here in California, but I'm from Edo State. And I normally watch you ever since I come across your show, I'm addicted. And my brother is a pastor. This is the time me and my brother normally preach the word of God and pray for me. But ever since, so I haven't been doing that because I normally just watch your show. I told my brother about it. But when I come across the show, I heard we were talking about Yoruba Nation. I said, I'm from Edo State, so where do I belong? So I said, where do I belong? Do I belong to the Yoruba Nation? Or do I belong to the Biafra? Because I'm from Edo State. So, but as time progresses, you can literally entertain for like 3 hours without me even, turning away from your channel. And I really like that. And thank you so much. For me,
Go on,
for
please.
me, what I'm trying to contribute is this. I'm 26 years old. And literally, I kind of have all my stuff. I have my house here in the US, and I'm currently building my house in Nigeria because I want to move back to Nigeria because I believe we all can live in foreign land and try to tell people down there what to do. We all need to go there to be the change we preaches. You understand? I lived Nigeria when I was very young, when I was a teenage. By grace of God, I'm 26 years old. I bought my house when I was 21. And now I'm 26 years. I'm currently building my house in Nigeria, and I've set up my businesses and everything. So I'm moving there, which is my parents, they agree with the idea. But I told them, we're not go feed there, they shout, Nigerian this, politician this. And all those guys that is ruling us, the ones live here and went back there. And after money, they all sold out. You understand? But our generation now, we can hold ourselves accountable for the things we do. So we can't easily just go around all these things anymore. You understand? And when people talk about Sowore, for me, I'm not supporting Sowore. Why? Because Sowore said is about to rewrite the constitution. That is a dictatorial dictatorship mindset. You can't rewrite a constitution, but you have to hard and fix the constitution. Rewriting the constitution, that means you are destroying every areas of the government, meaning you are putting your own people there that you can tell that will carry out your biddings. That is someone that have a dictatorial mindset. That is for me, I did support that idea. And when I listen to Peter Obi, I say, Peter Obi, if Peter Obi can rule, 3 people like Peter Obi rule, Nigeria will definitely change. This is not I'm not an Igbo guy. I'm not Yoruba, I'm Benimbo. But when I see Peter, because the entire time, I said the problem Nigeria have, Nigeria is too big to be running on federal system. So we need to bring everything down to state level so that every aspect of government in Nigeria will be working. Then all these lawyers that is waiting for election time to have a job, they all will have a job. Because then the local government in Nigeria, local government don't even know their job. Government is the one doing everything. Local government are the people supposed to be paying the police, paying the construction worker and everything, but the government is doing it. Because why? Every sectors of the government is not working. Why? Because everything is being run on federal system, which is Nigeria, and the population is way bigger than that. That is the reason why you see someone who steal, they will say, let's go to Abuja. How many cases in Abuja that they can't even have enough people to attend to those cases? And that is the reason why Nigeria is being run the way it's being run. Because we can't believe in federal system anymore. Nigeria is bigger than that. Even the abroad we live in, everything goes down to state level. Joe Biden will pass a law, California will refuse it. If California sees the law is not beneficiary to us, we won't adopt it. You understand? That is how Nigeria should be. Then it simply means every region developing their region.
A proper federal system. That's how it should be. Or Nigeria is saying they are practicing federal system, but they're actually practicing unitary system, whereby everything happens from the center. You are so right. Until that ends, Nigeria is going.
Yeah. Baba Mayogun, do you know why it's like that?
Tell us.
Nigeria is being ruined by one individual that is not a politician. America used to be run like that by the rock charged. So it's easy for the federal government to compromise with this guy that has all the money that want the entire country money to his pocket
himself,
by not giving out license for others to have a competition in the industry. That is the problem Nigeria is having. So that is the reason why we have to bring the power down to state level so that one person can control the entire system.
That makes sense, Baba.
So Nigerian money, the problem, the money is not moving around. The money is being moved from one person to another. Let's assume now, Baba Mayogun, you be the chairman for this parliament. You can easily tell us what to say. And once we did say what you want, you will cut us off, right? That is how Nigerian is being run. Once they want to campaign, that one big man go carry money, give them. He go say this. Don't give the license to anybody. Give me only the license. The police can say nothing. The federal government, and like you said, Nigerian federal government is like God. Anything he says goes. Nobody challenges him. You understand?
I'm with you, Chris. Thank you so much. So your time is up. That's why I'm actually like, you know what I mean? But like everyone, before, we can all talk all night, but let's hear from others too. It's such a pleasure, and I'm glad that you have to pull aside there to be part of this. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, and all the best with all your plan as well. Okay, all the best.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
So we are now going to go to no structure. I can see you. Then I'm going to go to Mr. John Brown after you. I believe somebody was in between, by the way, but I'll go find them. So then the Temple of Truth. Adegoke, Timothy Ademola, sir, you will go after Temple of Truth. Okay? So tell MC, sir, you will go after Sir Adegoke. And then, well, Oba Kabiyesi Alake, you will be Degunla. So when I get to you, right, it will be from you, sir, that others will take the tally. So we just do it like that, and we can all have fun. Express yourselves. Speak your truth. Okay? Feel free. Nobody go beat anybody. Oh. At the end of the day, we are going to learn from ourselves. Maybe we can actually understand ourselves even more when more and more people actually join this to pour their mind. No structure, 71. No structure, 72. You can unmute, sir, please.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayegun. My wife introduced you to me because normally I don't go on Facebook. I was in Facebook before, but I left because of Nigerian problem. I live in Germany, but you know, and Facebook, I found out that you know the Nigerian system. When they see you on Facebook or somewhere, you are the person that's going to take care of their wedding. They have a child. You are the person that is going. You know that all those things was too much for me, and I just leave it. And I found out that Facebook is taking my time. When I come back from work, every time Facebook. So I'm not in social media. So but my wife introduced you to me, and since when I've been watching you, in fact, I'm always glad. And I may say one thing. Maybe you remember me. There was one time you were broadcasting, and I said, "Oh, I think Mayegun is obviously obedient." Maybe you can remember because I'm obedient too.
I remember.
You can see no structure because you know.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've been living here for over 30 years, and I know this is. Maybe I'm a little bit Germanistic. I've changed. You know, it's a shame when you see what is going on in our country, because I belong to the generation of when Awolowo Bolage was giving us free education, free health, and so on and so on. And those people in power, some of them enjoy all these things. But what are they giving back to the people back home? It's very, very sad, because they will come here to Europe, they enjoy free everything. They go back to Nigeria, they don't give them, and this thing is painful. It's very, very shameful. That's why I don't know where Nigeria is going to, but I still have hope, because I'm a little bit religious, because I believe in God, and because without Jesus, without my God, without some kind of spirit, someone cannot move. So I still have hope that Nigeria maybe one day, but everything is just scattered. In fact, you always say everything on your program, and in fact, I always enjoy you. Normally I have to go to bed on 10 o'clock, but I still sit down watching you till 12 o'clock because I enjoy, you know. So, but as I just want to say one or two things. You know, the election, you said a lot of things, but I didn't want to listen to you. Because this is the first time I will follow Nigerian election. I was never ever interested. So this time around, because of all the promises from these beavers and so on and so forth, I was impressed, and I have hope. You know, as an European, you just believe, because here we are too honest and we believe in such things. I believe in it. Even my wife warned me and said, "Hey, they will disappoint you." As Mayegun is saying. I said, no. This time around, things are going to work. She even tell me people are not going to vote. I said, why are you not going to vote? They have said what they are using electronics and so on. And this time around, there's not going to be any kind of rigging. But what happened? Let me tell you, 2 weeks, I couldn't eat properly after that election, that presidential election. I was really, really disappointed. You know, also as European, When somebody fuck up once, you know, you will be disappointed forever. So in fact, I'm totally disappointed from the Nigerian, because I always tell to people here, we don't have ministers that have jets. All our ministers, even governors here, they only have maybe a house of 2 or 3 bedroom flat. That's all. Most of them we go to the shopping together. But in Nigeria, they build houses, they have thousands of cars for what? And this thing is so shameful and it's so annoying. So I don't want to take more time. You always say everything, but I just want you to know my mind, because in here my head, and you know one thing. What I wish that your program will be showing in Nigeria like the NTA, because our people are blind. They are totally blind. All what the politicians are doing right there is deliberately, because they don't give them light, they don't give them water, all the essential things for human being, they don't give it to them. But when it's time for election, they will go back to them, give them a little bit rice, agbado, and all those things, so that they will vote for them. Is that life is inhuman? Why people don't go to church? They don't go to church, but how they will behave, how they are to each other, to their neighbors. You know, Mayegu, you know everything. I don't need to tell you. But our people at the beginning of a minute they will pray. After the meeting they will pray. In fact, I don't want to talk so much. I'm in pain. What is going on down there in Nigeria? That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. When you mentioned Agbado and all of that, this is what came to my mind. And please send me well to the missus, okay? Tell her that I said she did a great job. I could see that in you, sir. So welcome on board. But all hope is not lost. A lot of people still believe that all institutions in Nigeria are on trial. And as they are getting to their stage, they are showing what they are made of. The judiciary is next. But I'll let you live with this, sir. Sorry, everyone. So now we need to move on, because we have other people who are actually on the queue. We are supposed to go straight to, hey, what happened? John Brown. That would have been you, but we have a lady in the house, so it's just the tradition. If that's okay, yeah? Thank you very much. Now, our lady, ma'am, Alayo Ajayi, I am going to give you the room, ma'am, so for you to make your own presentation, if that's okay. You can unmute right now. I think you have to do it yourself. All right, I think that's it. Please, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
You're so welcome.
Can you hear me?
Everyone can hear you, ma'am. Please.
Can you? Great. I'm so happy to be here. I've tried to call you time and time again. I've never had the opportunity. So this is a great opportunity for me. So now your question is, are we ready to have such a president in Nigeria? I live in Nigeria. I've lived in Nigeria all my life. I've lived abroad for some time, but I came back home. So I have both cultures. That's the culture of the abroad and the culture of being at home. And I'm an obedient, as you can see, but I am not young.
So you are obedient, ma'am. Yeah.
I'm obedient, but I'm not young. So whenever you're talking to us, the 50s and above, I'm always punching you in the face.
I know.
I'm
understand you, ma. So please, go on.
So we totally understand, and I have millions of people like us that understand. Right. Now, first of all, I'd like us to address, we did not know Obi or think about him in the last 10 months. When he came, it was like a surprise to us. And one thing I did is I listened to every conversation this guy had before I made up my mind that, yes, I am an obedient and I'm ready to run. So I was not bought by my kids. I looked at him, I saw him, and I knew. And I want to address the fact that we say he's part of the system. Let's be honest with ourselves. We have good people and bad people in all the Nigerian parties. And if I wanted to be a governor or a member of the rep, I would go to one party that was working. It doesn't make me a bad person. So saying that because he was there before, and that's Peter Obi was there before, and therefore he's bad. Let's look at what people have said about him. This is a man that said, if you find anything wrong with me, bring it to my face, and I would say, I would step down. And people have said a lot of things. I think the greatest sin he committed was being stingy. So till now, we've not been able to see anything evil about him. I've listened to him. I really hope, and I'm only using the word hope, that the conscience of the judiciary, it will prick them. Because I find it very difficult, even no matter how evil I am, that I would talk for Asiwaju Tinubu. I would talk for him, knowing even exactly what we just knew in the last 2 days, that he has another citizenship somewhere, and that means he committed perjury, and that he's sitting in an helicopter with a known drug criminal. My guy, that's tough for us. And I feel strongly that the people that are going to be sitting on that seat, that conscience will prick them. Because, and even if they are listening, if we have any of them listening now, you need to think about the fact that whatever decisions you make as being judges, you're making a decision for your generation of your children to come. And you will go down in history as somebody that committed something by putting somebody that the people did not vote for on the seat. What will happen if we put Tinubu there? I am scared. And I'm also scared of what will happen if we put Peter Obi there as well. Before me, you, Mayegun, what I can say is it's very, very scary. I live in this country. I saw the bigotry. I was surprised. I was shocked about my Yoruba people. I'm Yoruba as well. I'm from Malaysia. I suddenly realized that we did not like some people. It was a shock to me. Maybe I've been living in a bubble. So if we now put this gentleman there, and I don't know whether you heard about, there was a court case today where they've taken MC Oluomo out, and they put him back Nigerian, whatever.
No, Road Transport Employee Association, RTAN, yes.
Exactly, I've seen that. I don't know what is playing up there at this particular time. And it is totally of a great concern. We don't know what's going to happen on the roads of Lagos in the next few days. That is the jungle in which we live in. We live in a jungle. I live in fear. We live in fear every day. I have a lot of children in my house, not just Yoruba. I have right up to Benue. I've lived among kids. Bauchi, Benue, Yoruba, Igbo, South, and unfortunately I've not had a Northerner living with me. And I know how these people, and I know how they feel. Because I asked them, say, how do you feel knowing that you're going out and people don't like you? They don't feel good about it because of what some people did in 1966 that you and I really don't know the total history. We only read it. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you so much, Ma.
That the judges will.
Thank you so much, Ma. It's such a pleasure that you decided to watch tonight, and we won't forget this, Ma. And indeed, a lot of people feel blessed that you are part of it too. So thank you, Ma, and you should have a wonderful evening. Okay. So I am going to go to John. Where's John Brown? Oh my God, he's gone again. Hang on, everybody. I am going to go and find John Brown. Okay, I found him, and I hope we would have John Brown for his 5 minutes duration. Okay, and you won't disappear on me again. Okay. So then we'll go on like that to everybody that have actually shared the tallies too. So, Sergeant Brown, you are back home. Please, your turn.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Keep up the good work, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everyone, for having me here. Usually, what I will say will be a lot unscripted. I don't think I'm a very good public speaker. But I would just like to start off by picking points from what previous people had said.
Oh, sorry.
Before now.
Can you hear me, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Right. Do you want me to tell you the secret of how you can undo having so many things to say, right? What you do is that as they come to mind, right? Even if you are saying something on and then another one comes to mind, just say, you know what, I'm going to digress. Just remember just go with the flow.
Okay, thank you.
We are all here, please.
Okay. So previous callers, I think the second guy who talked said something about allowing everyone to have a voice. And I fully understand that. However, permit me to say that I don't suffer fools because I feel like the time for that is long gone. If you were to come to me today and say you are backing somebody like Tinubu, I will not give you, I won't entertain any thought whatsoever from you. I do believe that you are an enemy of not just the state, but you are more or less like an existential threat to my life and to the lives of those who are back there in that country. Some of whom knowingly support him, a lot of whom don't necessarily know what they are doing. So I honestly, there was a day, I think 2-3 days back, there was a caller who called in and was very vociferous, and a lot of people dismissed him as being mentally unstable. And it was quite sad because a lot of them didn't really get what that guy was about. No one bothered to ask him how Nigeria had happened to him. I know quite a number of people that Nigeria has happened to. Personally, Mayegun, in December of 2013, I was working with a multinational audit company that sent me to Maiduguri to do an audit. And I was almost killed by Boko Haram on the 13th of December, 2013. I'll never forget that day. So when you talk about Nigeria, I have my fair share of stories. Glory be to God, I've not had the worst ones. But when I see people lament and they talk about Nigeria, I listen. I'm not too quick to judge or to rush to judgment. And personally, I feel like we've gone past that point where we should be civil or we should be quiet or we should, no. We need to be angry, Maego.
Yes.
I'll be very honest with you because I feel like if we can up the ante and get ourselves to a point where we are very annoyed, perhaps we'll be able to push ourselves out of the comfort zone where we find ourselves to the point where we're able to do things for ourselves. And I'm speaking directly, for the most part, to the southwestern people of Nigeria. Because I know, to be honest with you, if a Sudan were to happen to Nigeria today, the southeasterners, the south southerners, and the northerners are ready. But the most unprepared people, even way down from the 60s when our law said we were unprepared for a war, should it ever have occurred, still happen to be the Yoruba people. We're sleeping. And guess what? We just seem to be the only people holding this BS together, this BS we call a country. And if we don't blow it to smithereens, such that we can have the opportunity to piece it back together and have something to call our own, we'll just be kicking the can down the road and postponing the inevitable. That's right. So here we are. We find ourselves with a known drug trafficker. Yeah, he was lucky he wasn't convicted. I read those court papers. But it was just on a technicality. And I'm sure, because I've seen enough detective movies and I've read enough of these crime investigations to know that they simply had to just wait and build more of a case against him to catch him red-handed and convict him. You understand? We have such a person that, it's not even once or twice. Consistently, this guy is seen where you have drugs. The overlap is just too much. And then you still have a bunch of people saying, we need to respect their opinion. No, I won't.
I know, John B., the consequences of this whole thing, right? Did I just lose him again? Right. That is a bit of disappointment. Anyway, if John B comes back, I will let. Hang on. I think I got him back. Yeah. John B, sorry, I know the network is always acting up. So what happened is that I wanted to say something earlier, but again, I don't want to lose you again. So I'm just going to give you just a minute. Round it up because you say you have a lot to say, but make it 2 minutes for that interruption.
Maegu, what I'm going to say is this: you are doing a good job. Continue. Like a caller said, I wish we could project your YouTube messages on every single billboard in every single city across Nigeria, just for people to have the opportunity to hear. Because I'll tell you what, our number one problem is that the entirety of Nigerians have been conquered. And it's the same northwest, it's south. Now you hear people, I understand where people come from when they say Obi was part of the establishment, blah, blah, blah. But hey, show me the workings. Someone like Fayoshe was also a part of the establishment. I was in Ado Ekiti in secondary school when the bastard came kicked out the other bastard that was incumbent.
Mm.
And I saw what he did. If you say the guy was part of the establishment, but you can't provide the receipts, then shut the hell up. If you're not going to support him, see, the opposition, we need to stick together. And that goes for Sowore, that goes for all the obedience. We need to kick out these known criminals. And here we are discussing about what we shouldn't even be discussing about, which pains me. We should be strategizing what comes next, whereas we are focused on Kolu. Whereas, guess what? The Kolus and his associates, the Fulani Northern elite, they are focusing on how they are going to bring about a fulfillment of Uthman Danfodio's prophecy. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So we have a Sudan situation on our hands, and I encourage everyone to go read up on Sudan. Because, see, I hate to be a harbinger of bad news, my ego, but the writing is on the wall. It is, and it's just too clear. So I think I've said all about, we need a reawakening of the minds of the people. And I speak specifically to the Southwestern people. I know what I'm talking about, my ego. I have been to not less than 25 states in the entire 36 states of that country. If there are people that are just as relaxed, that are just as nonchalant about what is going on around them, I'm sorry to say it, it so happens to be the Southwestern people. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
That's another thought-provoking presentation that a lot of people watching you right now, I bet a lot are actually nodding their head in front of their screen right now, like, wow. Anyway,
I'm Yoruba, by the way, full disclaimer, okay? Both parents.
Brilliant. And, fair enough, I would say. So thank you so much, brother, for this. And hopefully we'll have you some other time too. You have a good one. So that's John B. Now let's go back to how we set it up earlier. I remember Temple of Truth was going to come on, and then a tall MC, and then Obalake. So, but we lost. Hang on, sorry. Okay, yeah. I thought somebody was in their in their toilet. Sorry. My brother. I actually thought that when I saw the hand, I was like, did somebody forget that their camera is on and they are in the toilet? Anyway, don't worry, that's not it. So I'm going to take on the Temple of Truth. Sir, your shots, because I can see you like you are behind the wheel. So I'll help you on mute if it's going to let me. So, sir.
Yeah, Maegu, thank you very much for having me here. We are back to Nigerian problem. It's plenty. Well, where we, they finish. Where we go start from? Yeah, let's start from the truth. Maegu, the truth is that some people a lot of people need to go to psychiatric hospital in Nigeria. As in, they need to bundle all of them, carry them to psychia, and keep them there for the meantime so that they can probably reset their brains. Because I don't understand how, let's even after election, that you see all this baggages from one man. I mean, he's not the only man in Nigeria. You see all these baggages from one man. Drug baggages, looter of Lagos. You don't even know his name, his age. It's so much on this man. And upon all this, it seems like you close your ear, you close your eyes, and still like, oh well, he's still. How the hell is this man supposed to take Nigeria anywhere? And you still believe that this man is going to make Nigeria good? It's beyond me sometimes. That's why I said, even if it's just a little portion of Nigerians, that portion of Nigerian, whether it's 1 million, it's a problem. Whether it's 500,000, because I don't see how someone can think like this. I do not see it. But let me say this: Nigeria is getting worse, and it's not getting any better. I remember when I was growing up, Nigeria is a little bit better back then. My bossman used to tell us before 5 o'clock everybody is back home. Like he doesn't want to see anybody outside because as good as Nigeria was, it was still dangerous because he was scared of his children might be kidnapped or something might happen. Now you can, if my postman is in this world now, I mean, he will probably restrict us to 3 p.m. You're back home, you know.
No, it would have to put on a tracker on all of you, so that you will know where you are. So that if you are not back home by 3 o'clock, they will just press the alarm bell, right? That
Yes.
rescue mission. I mean, it's
I'm,
meant to.
I'm telling you, my good, it's quite crazy. And the thing is that when you see some old Nigeria has this I don't know what to call it, this age syndrome or whatever, older people's kind of syndrome, that when they're older than you they think they know more than you. And I right from my younger age I detest that with passion. And I see a lot of people, I go to some places, I talk, and you see some people supporting Tinubu, and like trying to older people, and the person will be like, don't you know I'm supposed to be your grandmother? Why would I'm like, more grandmother care grandmother? I will insult the shit, I mean the hell out of you, because those people doesn't deserve any atom of respect. Sorry if you are hearing me and you think I'm rude. I'm very rude. Sorry. I mean I'm a very rude person when
Yeah,
when you're
because it's like this lack of respect for young people as well. For older people to think making wrong choices for young people that are going to be in
yeah.
this, but when they are long gone, it's a sign of disrespect as well. But they don't see it that way, and it goes both way.
Yeah, it is annoying. And I don't know how they can get out of it. I mean, if you travel to the West, I mean, you don't see all those age people respect themselves. They even respect younger people, you know? You see how mature they behave around people, and you understand this is a system that works. And Nigeria needs to, I'm saying this to every older people that think that, every young person should respect you. Sorry, respect is earned. You don't just wish for it. I'm sorry to say this. Um, Mayagun, I don't really have much to say because I
Well,
have
I mean,
5 minutes.
thank
Yeah,
you. At least fair enough. You pour out your mind. You know something about when people talk. When you all you have said just now, there are actually people who feel like that, like you, and they are just sitting down there like, yeah, I'm speaking my mind. Yes, and that's the beauty of this whole thing. Everybody comes on, and thank you. I appreciate this, Baba. Eh?
thank you.
So, we are now going to go to Oba Kabiyesi Alake. So, it's going to be your shot now, and the floor is yours, and you can unmute as well. Let me see if I can do that for you. That's okay. Okay, I think you have to do it yourself if you don't mind, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, all of us can hear you now. Please.
Okay, I I watch your program every time. So today I just decided that I'm still in the office. It's my office. You can see behind me. So I'm calling from the US. So I just decide to say just one or two things. Then I won't take up to 5 minutes.
Yes,
I love the way you express yourself. Nigeria express themselves. Uh, what I want to just say is that please and please, I want to encourage all those obedient people. Yeah, I won't say including myself. I'm in Nigeria and I love justice, and what I was expecting. Though I was following your program, I know that the right thing will not be done. They promise a lot because they thought, but when they see that it's not going to work their way, they have to maneuver. That is the style. But the beauty of it is that even if they didn't give the justice to Obi, Nigerians have proved that they don't want the government of fake people that is lying to them every time, which is good. So we should not set the nation on fire. That's one. Then two, I know that it is a sign to come. Even the older people, everyone is going to change. Just write it down. It's going to change. It's not going to be like this forever. And it's going to change in our time. It's going to change in our time. So let's just keep encouraging one another. doing the right thing. There's nothing to bitter about. It's not if you pay attention to what Mr. Peter Obi himself said on the news. He said he knew that it's not going to be an easy task. He knew that it's not going to be something they will give away. It's like when you put a hand inside honey and he has been enjoying that honey, they would like to die inside the honey. Nobody doesn't want to leave it. So please, let's keep the spirit high. Let's believe that it's going to change. It's a teamwork. It's a gradual process. It's not going to be one day work. It's going to change. Everybody must speak their mind and they must stand for the truth. The more we keep standing, the more God will see it and God will intervene. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Bless you. You spoke like a king. I like that. Straight to the point, and then very much like encouraging as well. Thank you, sir. We are glad to share part of your, share is a part of working time. Now, we are going to go on slaughter sharing again. We have the full house now. So I am going to start with Elder Adegoke. Timothy, sir, is going to be your shot now. And I'm going to go just like that to Elder Dari, that is also going to please share with us. And then we're going to come down to Anthony. In case if anybody kind of drop off by connection or what have you, don't worry, okay? Just get yourself back in and just remember who you are behind. I may lose the number, I may lose the track, okay? However, yeah, from Anthony, we'll go to the EH2. It's good to see your face again, sir. Yes, sir. So, Umboje, my brother, sir, I don't know if I pronounced that right. You have to give me the short form to make it easier. Well, I'll get to you. So you're going to go after the MI6 man, EH2. I mean, sorry, EH2 code. Then after yourself, we're going to go to Agoro. Muyiwa, sir, we'll come back to you after Mr. Umboje, one name, my brother. So, meanwhile, there's somebody I just missed. See where he's hiding, Tall MC. It's actually the shot of Tall MC after the Temple of Truth. But it's been back and forth since. Sorry about that, sir. Adegoke. I'm going to let him quickly do his presentation. Then we're going to start with you, sir. Okay? I'm glad he's still here. So, Sabanki, you are going to go after Agoro. Agoro, as he's calmly sitting there. So, without wasting much of our time. Tall MC, sir, please unmute. Your shot.
Yeah, good evening, Mayego. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Good evening, house. In fact, it's a pleasure to be here. I've been trying for so long now just to even call in, but it has not been easy. Actually, I won't say much. I just wanted to point out some things, because listening to everybody who has been talking this night, yes, even though some of us are sounding like macho men, but the truth is that we can sense the fear in the heart of every Nigerian, that especially those of us that are living in diaspora, because we have our people back home. But I've listened to a lot of people, and the disappointment that came from the election is written on everybody's face, Having said that, there are some things that we may not be paying attention to, which I want to point out this night. If anybody feels that all these things that are coming out now about the president-elect are just things that are coming out from the blues, that person is making a mistake. Because APC and PDP are the same group of people. Those that are in APC today were in PDP last 3 years. Those that are in PDP now, some of them were in APC. And it is impossible for anybody to convince me that those in APC and PDP didn't know about Tinubu's citizenship, that Guinean citizenship. Nobody will convince me that those in PDP didn't know about the drug issues. But I think they are bringing it out one thing at a time to see the reactions of the people, because what they are actually expecting is for people to troop out to the streets so that they will do whatever they have in mind. I actually supported Sowore from the onset, but in the past 1 month or thereabout, I've been thanking God that Obi came out. Because if Obi didn't come out, the whole obedient movement would have gone for Sowore. And Mayegu, there's something I want you to just imagine for a second. Imagine if the whole obedient had followed Sowore, come out the way they came out in mass for Obi to vote for Sowore, and they rigged the election. Sowore would have pushed the youth to the streets the next morning. And the type of massacre that we would have seen in Nigeria by now, even you will come out to talk and your mouth will be shaking. Because they would have killed our people like chickens. So I look at this thing and I say to myself, thank God that Obi came out. Anybody can convince me that, try to convince anybody that the whole politicians are the same, Obi is the same thing as Atiku. Anybody can say that. But if there is one thing Obi has succeeded in doing, it is the fact that they have not massacred our youth. And I want everybody to take note. Just record what I'm about to say now.
Yes, sir.
All this Guinea story that they brought, mark it somewhere. It came from APC and PDP, and they knew it before. This picture of Tinubu inside helicopter, Mayego, no be me and you video ram now.
Maybe also somebody close to them.
It was videoed by a strong politician or a better rich man that has connection, not me and you. So for them to bring it out now, they are just throwing out things that will make people get angry and go to the streets so that they will send the army to massacre us. But we are not. God is just helping us. So what I want everybody to know is this. Like the Yoruba brother that called that spoke, I think before the last speaker, said that it is time to strategize. But I want to beg every one of us, Mayegu,
Sir.
I am telling you from experience. I know what I used to go through anytime I go to the airport, anywhere, and bring out Nigerian passport. What is about to happen to Nigeria now, even if you like, hold American passport, but your name is Chinedu, your name is Adebola. If you bring out American passport with a Nigerian name, you are a suspect if what is about to happen to Nigeria happens. And this is why my own prayer is that God will just give the people, especially the judges, whatever they call themselves, God will give them the wisdom to understand the calamity that is about to befall Nigeria.
Wow.
Because, Mayegu, this is not a good news for us.
No, it's not looking good at all.
It's not looking good for us at all. And with what, even now, they have tried everything. They want to arrest Obi. Obi is this. Dati Ahmed said this, and obedience has been calm. But they know that this calmness is not normal calmness. It is like you are pouring chemicals inside a bottle that can explode at any time. They know it. But they want it to be that the reason is from Obi or from APC or from the obedient. And so far, so good. They have succeeded in handling this issue well. And my fear, Mayegu, is that if anything happens between now and the 29th of May, and it looks as if Obi has pushed the people to the streets, Mayegu, I don't fear for Obi. They can arrest Obi and put in the prison, but I fear for my brothers and sisters in Nigeria. That's my fear, and that's why I want us to be careful.
Thank you so much for that, Tall MC. I'm so happy that you didn't give up when the network was fluctuating, right? I mean, how could we miss all of that?